Hello and welcome back to another other video. Today we are talking about the disturbance in the Atlantic that we were talking about yesterday. This is Invest 91L, and now we're starting to see the National Hurricane Center bump up the number for the chance of formation in the next 5 days as the storm gets closer to the Leeward Islands. So let's start off here on our National Hurricane Center page, and we are starting off in the Central Tropical Atlantic, where a broad area of low pressure over the Central Tropical Atlantic is producing a large area of disorganized cloudiness and showers. Although environmental conditions ahead of the system do not appear conducive for significant development, a tropical depression, at the very least, is likely to form later this week, while the disturbance moves slowly towards the west and then the west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, towards the waters east and northeast of the Leeward Islands. And the National Hurricane Center is giving this a formation chance through 48 hours of 50%, and a formation chance through 5 days of 70%, which is high. So we can look here at our 2-day graphical outlook, and you can see the storm system here on satellite. And at this point, really not seeing that organization, but we are seeing the thunderstorm development around the center of this storm. So we have two models here that we're going to look at, GFS and the European model, and let's go through here. The GFS has this storm developing a little bit later, really not seeing much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the storm really starts to take off here as it passes to the north and east of the Bahamas on Monday. And as this happens, we can see the storm drop from 1,006 millibars, which is fairly weak for a low pressure system, all the way down to 957 millibars just to the west of Bermuda, which is a very strong system here. And we're going to take a look here. This is our 10-meter winds. And if we let's just zoom in here. Let's go eastern U.S. Yeah, that is a major hurricane. So let's go back here to the North Atlantic and keep on going. So we have two different high pressures here, one in the Northern Atlantic and one across the Great Lakes. Now this one across the Great Lakes, and it eventually starts to move more to the northeast, keeps this storm off the coast for now. This high pressure is going to kind of block the coast from getting hit, and this high pressure right in here is going to eventually start to break apart here into two separate high pressure systems, forcing the storm to the east. So that is a good sign as of right now, but again, this storm is riding a very delicate situation where if these high pressures just shift slightly in either their location or in the tracks at which they go, their strengths, this storm could end up on the east coast of the United States. So at this point, we're talking a week and a half out. A lot can happen in that time. So eventually the storm starts to make its way off to the east, where it's in cooler waters and starts to degrade, deform, and that low starts to weaken. So that's the GFS. Now, the European model is a little bit more balanced. We talk about this model being the realist of the group. So at this point, the European model is showing minimal development over the next few days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we start to see some more development Thursday into Friday, mostly on Friday, as the storm starts to pass to the northeast of the Leeward Islands. And we can see that the millibars are starting to kind of consistently stay at 1,004, 1,005. The isobars here are starting to get closer together. And eventually, this is Sunday into Monday, we start to see the storm really pick up the pace here, just to the north and east of the Bahamas at 992 millibars. Now, the European model, instead of the GFS having the storm go to the north and then to the east, is having the storm basically stall out and move slightly to the west. And this is because of, again, our high pressure systems that are blocking this area. We have two high pressure systems, one in the Great Lakes, one off the coast of the northeast, that are forcing the storm to the west. And we have this high pressure down in, I believe that is Colombia, that is keeping the storm to the north there. So it really doesn't have much wiggle room to go. And this could be a Hurricane Dorian type storm, or one of those storms that we see cross the Florida Peninsula and end up in the Gulf of Mexico, which could be concerning given that we are seeing the Gulf of Mexico have a lot of these rapidly intensifying storms. We had Harvey, we had Laura, we had a bunch of storms in the Gulf of Mexico that just find that energy to really pick up and use. So at this point, we're still too far out to really make predictions, but at this point, just if you live in the U.S. or the Leeward Islands, the Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, just keep an eye on this system. At this point, we could see a lot of different changes in the path of this system. It could go west into the Gulf. It could go to the north up the Atlantic coast of the United States. It could even bear to the north earlier, and we see Bermuda start to get more of the action there. So a lot of different possibilities right now. Again, we're still very far out from when this storm could actually be getting closer to the United States. So we're going to keep this up to date as much as possible. So stay tuned here by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any weather updates on this system or any other tropical systems. The GFS has been very stubborn and still predicting a possible Gulf of Mexico tropical system. So that is still a possibility here. When we look at this right now, the National Hurricane Center is giving it a 20% chance in the Western Caribbean. So definitely have a lot to look into. We're reaching the peak of hurricane season now, so things are going to start to get very, very interesting. So stay tuned here. But that is all the information that I have for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.